Hi there, WNYMBA. Welcome to the video for the season kickoff. This will be a four-part video. We're going to be doing this instead of having the event at Tom's Pro Bike as a result of the coronavirus concerns. My name is Jacob Boldway. I'm the president of the Western New York Mountain Bicycling Association for the year 2020. I want to take a moment to thank Tom and Val from Tom's Pro Bike for extending the invitation to have the club present at their bike shop in Lancaster. I also want to thank all bike shops and all bike retailers in the region for helping us out in the past year. I just want to stress the importance of supporting your local bike shop. They really are the backbone of the Western New York cycling community. Please support local bike businesses and local bike shops whenever you can. All right, so to begin with, the officers for 2020, again, my name is Jacob Boldway. I'm the president. Jerry is the vice president. That's this guy over here. Missy's the secretary. There she is. And then Joe Kremlish, most of you probably know, is our treasurer. The advisory board is Tom Roaring, Sean Lewis, Greg Snow, Dee Dipple, and new member this year will be Tom Wright for the advisory board for 2020. So thanks for all of your help and for stepping up and helping out the club. So scheduled topics. Again, the next four videos first video is going to cover the 2019 highlight reel. The next video will be what's great in 2020. Then we're going to do one video that combines the races in 2020 along with the trail work in 2020. And the final video will be going over our new website, which we'll be launching this week. So let's cover the 2019 highlight reel for this past year. Obviously, the biggest development of the club was Lakeside Bike Park grand opening, a new trail network. This opened on Memorial Day weekend in 2019. We worked with WNYMBA and with the design of the bike park and also with Pump Tracks USA to help us design the pump track. The bike park is beginner friendly. It's meant to get people out on bikes, to get kids involved in the local mountain bike and biking scene in Western New York. We also put on clinics, and we count on more clinics to happen in 2020. So we'll be doing some clinics and some additional events at Lakeside Bike Park this upcoming year. So we're really happy that this opened this year. We're extremely proud of all the work that we did. This took a long time to work through, a lot of volunteer hours, a lot of meetings in Buffalo. So thanks to everybody who showed up and really helped out making this a possibility. Long Point State Park is a new trail system that we just added in 2019. It's located in Chautauqua County by Bemis Point. I want to thank Merle Kinnell and Lonnie Clark for being the trail stewards at Long Point State Park. Long Point State Park basically has around 6 miles of single track. It is beginner friendly for the most part. We have had a couple events out there with partnerships with local businesses, such as the King and Queen of the Point races, and also the Global Fat Bike Day events we had there a couple years ago. This is a great addition to the Western New York Trail Network. It provides another place for us to ride. It drains fairly quickly, so it's not typically very wet. And also, it's a great place to bring kids and people who are just getting into mountain biking. It's a very beginner-friendly trail network. Another trail network that we adopted this year is the Wayland State Forest Trail System. This is located just north of Panama, New York, in Chautauqua County. This adds about 4 or 5 miles of single track, and it's located just off of the West Side Overland Trail in Chautauqua County. I want to thank Fran Kopta for being the steward of this trail system. This is the result of a group of people in Chautauqua County who over the last 7 or 8 years have been kind of scratching away in the woods and making a trail system, and WNYMBA said, you know what? Actually, we should take this over, and we can help out with trail days. We can help with organization. We can help with financing some of the lumber they might need for bridges. So once WNYMBA got involved, we hope that this trail system will expand in the next few years. This is another great addition. We do plan to extend the trail system, adding additional miles. Unfortunately, there will be a tree harvest in Wayland State Forest this fall, so we're gonna have to work with the DEC to figure out ways that we can, mitigate the damage of the trails, but also think about possibilities for the future on how to build this trail system in the upcoming years. Another trail that we added this year is the Stone Tower Trail at Allegheny State Park. I want to thank Trail Construction Associates for taking the time to come out and build this trail. This is 4 miles. The first phase 1 is 4 miles long. This money came from an RTP grant that we applied to 5 or 6 years ago, and the money finally came through this year, so we were able to get trail construction associates to come out and build the trail. This is, for the most part, beginner friendly. There are some jumps and there are some climbs that require a little bit of skill, but for the most part, this is a great addition to Allegheny State Park, and we're excited that this trail will be groomed in the future during the winter months for winter fat biking. So this is a really great addition to the park. The second phase we plan to start building this summer, and we'll get into that in a different video. The last new trail we added this year is Beavertown at Darien Lake State Park. Beavertown is named for the beaver lodges that exist right alongside the beginning of the trail, coming off of Shotgun Ridge. I want to thank Mike and George for their dedication to being the trail stewards at Darien Lake State Park. This trail is roughly 1 mile long. It has a variety of boardwalks, berms, and jumps that make the trail actually quite interesting and quite fun. This is, for the most part, a beginner-friendly trail, although you have the option to take more technical lines if you so do choose. So I want to thank all the people who have come out in the last year and really made Beavertown into a super fun place to ride at Darien Lake State Park. Coming up next are our partnerships that we've had with 42 North and Ellicottville Coffee Company. To begin with, at 42 North, we have partnered with them to help with their Day Trekker Session IPA, which is a really great IPA for after a long bike ride. Every can, crowler, growler, or 6-pack of Day Trekker is sold, a portion of those proceeds come back to the Western New York Mountain Bicycling Association. They presented us a check for around $1,300 last year, and this partnership extends the idea that the Western New York Mountain Bicycling Association is more than just a mountain bike club. We are a community building club. We are trying to work with local businesses and stakeholders in the Western New York community to really make Western New York an outdoor, eco-tourist friendly place to live and play. All money goes back to Western New York trails that we raise from 42 North, so that check is going directly back into the trails and the tools that we need to make the trails, to maintain the trails on a daily basis or yearly basis at least. Also, I want to thank Ellicottville Coffee Company for partnering with us this past year. The Take the Black Trail coffee is a fair trade organic coffee in a vacuum sealed bag, and we will be selling these bags of coffee at all WNYMBA events. You can also get them at Ellicottville Coffee Company, at Adventure Bound in Ellicottville, at Bike and Bean in Ellicottville, at Loud Performance in Bemis Point, and we're going to try to get them to other businesses as well. So if you are a coffee drinker and you come to one of our events, please consider buying one of these bags of coffee. I guess it's really, really good. I'm not a coffee drinker myself, but from what I heard, it's delicious. And all the proceeds from this goes back into Western New York trail system. So thank you, Ellicottville Coffee Company, and thank you, 42 North, for the partnership and the opportunity to invest in the community. Another positive from 2019 and going into 2020 was the Allegheny State Park Fat Bike Rides. I want to thank Adele Wellman from Allegheny State Park and Patrick Dove from Allegheny State Park for putting together these rides and really making Allegheny State Park into a great place for fat biking. The Fat Bike program last winter was the most popular winter program at Allegheny State Park, even more popular than the programs for cross-country skiing and snowshoeing. So that says a lot about the potential we have for fat bike rides in the future at Allegheny State Park. We hope to have more off-road single-track groomed trails in 2020, including the Stone Tower Trail. So hopefully we can work with the park even more to get the snow dog out there and to really kind of groom some more trails. I want to thank Loud Performance for coming out to demo the bikes, and Allegheny State Park also purchased 4 or 5 fat bikes to rent. So if you don't have a fat bike, you can come to these rides and still have a bike to ride. They also are grooming the Stone Tower Trail with their own snow dog. They purchased the snow dog through Allegheny State Park. So that's a really big improvement for Allegheny State Park and for fat biking. Lastly, I want to cover the expenditures in 2020. As I've noted before, all membership dollars, all donations, all raffle ticket dollars, anything we raise goes directly back to the trails. So you can see last year we spent nearly $13,000 on trail materials such as stone, such as lumber for bridges at Darien Lakes and at Sprague. We also spent quite a bit of money on insurance, almost $2,000 on insurance. Some of this money also goes into our meetings. We often ask people to donate back to the meetings. Tools is another big component. We spent $2,020 on tools last year, including electric chainsaws, including leaf blowers, including weed trimmers, McLeods, Rogue hose, all kinds of tools. So every dollar that you spend for WNYMBA goes back into making Western New York into a really premier place to hike, snowshoe, ski, and mountain bike. This is a nonprofit organization, so we appreciate everybody who takes the time to volunteer, to donate, and to come to our events. It's really helping the club make big inroads with stakeholders and land managers in Western New York to expand the riding opportunities that we have in the region. All right, so that's going to cover it for this first video. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and stay well, everybody.